Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to raise the issue of great national concern touching the continued brutality of journalists by men in uniform. Madam Speaker, last week, Awan Enoch Matov, an NTV media correspondent in Mityana, was raided at his home by security personnel in plain clothes, moving in a military vehicle with number plates covered by cow dung, and in Mityana, they are locally known as Busa because they hide their number plates with cow dung. Madam Speaker, this military vehicle was moving and it actually stopped and beat him into coma. And according to his children who narrated the incident, they noted that their father was beaten for what he has been reporting on and exposing the growing extortion by the security agencies in Mityana, disguising as COVID-19 SOPs, sponsors. People of Mityana have for long, since last year, 2020, been exposed to severe brutality by these men in uniform who claim to be enforcing curfew regulations. Madam Speaker, to date, Enoch Matov is nursing serious injuries in Mityana Main Hospital. And several MPs in this August House, Madam Speaker, they've always been coming up with different complaints of brutality and extortion by security agencies who claim to be enforcing curfew and COVID-19. Several other journalists who have been brutalized in a similar manner, like that of Enoch Matovu. And we saw this last year in February. Security agencies of the military police commanded by Lieutenant Colonel Franklin Namanya brutalized several journalists who were accompanying the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu to UN human rights offices in Kololo. To date, he's scot-free and he has never been punished. Many of them to date are still nursing wounds, Madam Speaker. And on 3rd May, it will be the Media Freedom Day. I request and pray that the Prime Minister, since I'm seeing the Deputy right here, can explain to us the account of this brutality meted on the journalists and the general public. And also, Madam Speaker, we need to know when will this brutality end. And we can also know how many of them who have been punished for the same. I pray, Madam Speaker.
Members, the Prime Minister requested to come and address the House on the issue of the brutality to the journalists and the general public, and also whether anyone has been prosecuted or brought to book for inflicting brutality on citizens. You should come and respond by next Wednesday. Thank you. Item 3.
Wiki ewedde era nate okutulugunya kwa bannamawulire kwazzeemu era ku luno kwabadde mu constituency yange Mityana we batulugunyizza munnamawulire wa NTV Enoch Matovu nga correspondent wa Mityana district. Bamusanze akola mulimu gwe ne bamwataakinga ng'ali ne famire ye ne bamuyisa bubi nnyo ekintu kye tuzze nga tuvumirira bazze nga bakubya ddala abantu bannayuganda okubya ddala kumpi kalulu we katandikira even before kalulu nga tekannaba kutandika nga bakuba abantu era bannamawulire basooka ne babakuba nga bakolekeddeko president wange Kyagulanyi Ssentamu ku UN offices, human rights offices eza UN naye era tewali kyakolebwawo fe abantu abakuba abantu abo tebakolebwako komanda yennyini yakomandingamu ye kennyini tebamukwatako paka kati atambula bute tewaliwo wadde n'omuntu yenna gwe balagawo nti nogundi twamukolako so ffe tubye twalaba bazanyamu omupiira n'agamba teri kuddamu kulaba nga bannamawulire wamu n'abebyokwerinda baddamu okulaba nga baba n'akakuku oba nga bakubagana. Olwaleero nze ne nteekayo ensonga eno mu Parliament nga kizzeemu nate kirabika bwe bagenda okuzannya omupiira basazeewo babazannyire ddala bakubire ddala ndobo. So kyabadde mu constituency yange kyenvumira ne sekuvumira so nga nsaba Prime Minister aveeyo ayogere ku nsonga eno bannamawulire bagenda kubanga bakubwanga buli kiseera nga tewali kikolebwawo, bagenda kubanga buli kiseera bakubibwa bwe batyo nga bo bakolagana eri babosi baabwe waggulu naye ng'eno abaana wansi bo basigala babakuba. So njagala ekintu ekyo kikome, era nga njagala Prime Minister ave atunyonnyole kikoma ddi era bagenda bakolera ki, ate era nga tusaba nti bino ebintu ebyokuteekawo bannamagye nga bagenda batambula nga tebalina number plates nga bazikwese bikome babijjeyo kuba abantu bakoye okutulugunyizibwa. Ku lunaku olusembedde olw'abamawulire olwo lugendo berawo luliwo mu May nga 3 May kijja kuba kikulu nnyo ng'eggwanga celebrating olunaku olwo nga waliwo ekinyonnyoddwa eri okuva eri gavumenti okuva eri Prime Minister ku nsonga ey'abamawulire nga tebaddamu kutulugunyizibwa kubanga bannamawulire kyekifaananyi ky'abannayuganda be basobola okulipootinga ebyo ebigenda mu maaso ku bannayuganda naye bwe babeera bakubiddwa kitegeeza ate bo abantu bawansi bobeera bakubadde ne babateeka ne mu kkubiro kitegeeza bw'okuba bamawulire kitegeeza nti neggwanga lyonna lina oba olikoze ki oba olikubye. So byandikomye ku lunaku lugendo tutuuka olwo olw'abannamawulire nga ebintu ensonga ezo zikoleddwako nga bazinyonnyodde bulungi nnyo. Prime Minister wabanga avuddeyo olunaku olwagenda okujja okunnyonnyola ku nsonga eyo gyentaddeyo ey'okutulugunya bannamawulire ajje n'obujulizi obulaga baani abaakolebwako ku luli eri bwe bakuba bannamawulire bajje n'obujulizi obulaga nti gundi ne gundi twamukozeeko batunyonyole lwaki kwamanda oyo eyakuliramu oyo omusajja oyo ne fesi yakwatibwa bulungi nnyo lwaki ye tebalina kye bamukolako lwaki ye tebalina bwe bamulaga nti nakoleddwa ku kintu ajje n'obujulizi obwo bulaga nti naye twamukozeeko oba naye tugenda mumukolako. Embeera yange gye ndimu yo simbi kati natereddemukko okuleka orthopedic brace kino kye nnina kyentambuza ekinyambako okutambula naye ng'embeera yange sofa really am up and about at least ndi bulungi. Nafuna obujjanjabi obumala mu nsi gye nagendamu ne banzijanjaba bulungi nnyo n'enkomawo ntandikire we nakoma kubanga ate nina olwanira bangi nnyo abatasobola kuba kufuna bujjanjabi nganze bwe nafuna. Nga ngenda okula ku nnamawulire yakubiddwa ab'amagye nagenzeyo kunga newange yennyini wawonya okukamala ate nga yembeera eri malwaliro ga Uganda yonna. Nze bwe najja muno mu palamenti kyekintu kye nasookerako okupurezentinga mu palamenti eno abasawo bali muli eri tebafiibwako tebasasulibwa ate nabo bennyini nabo bennyini tebafa ku baki ku balwadde. So mu budget eno nsaba okulaba nga palamenti tugenda giyisa eno wiiki nzire kyensinga okubanga nzisaako essira okulaba nga tuyisa ssente nnyingi nnyo mu byobulamu okusinga mu by'obukuumi ate ebitulugunya bannayuganda. From the time I went for medication in the US, I'm now up and about. I'm improving greatly because right now I'm able to see. Those days I was unable to see because of the light. My eyes were fearing the light. So even right now I'm able to move. I'm without a crutch. At least I'm able to support myself. Though with the orthopedic brace I'm using to move. So even when you look at me right now, you may think I'm not even in support of anything, but I'm having it. It helps me through. Generally, I'm okay. Only that the internally, of course, the psychological, trauma, I still have it, but I'll move on. I'm supposed to be doing my work. That's why I came back to Parliament to carry on my duties as a member of Parliament. Yes, we are going to pass the budget, which is supposed to be for the next financial year and also for the next Parliament, that is the 11th Parliament. And to me, I think the most crucial matter to be catered about is the matter of health, because as I've moved in almost all hospitals, the state of the hospital, the situation in the hospital is alarming. Actually, the hospital themselves are sick. For example, the hospital in Mityana itself, it is linking. There are no health workers. Those ones who are there, they are not looked after, they are not paid well, and also they don't look after the patients who get there. So at least increasing the budget of security, it is better at least to increase the budget of health, because the security budget, whenever it is increased, that's the more the meant brutality on Ugandans.
I think the journalists in this country are being taken for granted. We call them the fourth estate. They do a lot of work to promote us as leaders, to promote institutions, to promote this country. They act as a mirror. But the way we brutalize the journalists in government is shaming. Just the other day, I saw the army commander apologizing. I saw the soldiers praying with media football. Just a day after they had played football, they are brutalizing the journalists again. What the journalists are doing is just to act as a mirror. If you're dirty, you're dirty. They show what you are. So I think we should not fight with the mirror. We should just clean up as institutions, as the police, as forces, rather than fighting with journalists who are acting as a mirror. I've seen the corrigenda about what more funds are required, and it's almost across board. I have seen more money for Electoral Commission, I've seen more money for Parliament, I've seen more money for the judiciary, I've seen more money for State House, I've seen money. Almost everywhere there's a need for more money. This can only show us that we are poor planners. This can only show us that we are spending more than we earn. This can only show us that we are a country running on debts, running on emergencies, running on on things that we don't plan for. So I think the planning department must sit down again and see how we can move as a country in the best framework in which we fit in.
Forces, UPDF and Uganda Police, we sent them there in 2007 under AMISOM to keep peace and help stabilize the country. Right now, Madam Speaker, there is a new development which is worrying for all people who are concerned about our forces. A new conflict has broken out in Somalia, and the Somali National Army is split into two. The conflict is based on extension of presidential term limit for the term of office for the current president of Somalia. The UPDF was sent there to keep peace, and the enemy focus at that time was Al-Shabaab. Now that the National Army of Somalia is split into two, on which side is the UPDF going to be? The one supporting the extension of the presidential term limit and delay of elections, or the one opposing the extension of the presidential term limit and delay of elections? What about the security of our people there if the situation continues to deteriorate? We need, therefore, the following in our prayers. One, the Minister of Defense, the Minister of Foreign Affairs should come and explain, the Minister of Defense particularly, about the status of AMISOM, the status of the UPDF in Somalia, the status of the police. Where do we stand in this new conflict? Why don't we bring home the UPDF if the first mission is over? Don't we think that it is necessary now for the UPDF to come home from Somalia after like 14 years? If the United States of America, their forces from Afghanistan, when they did what they could do and they could not do what, they left what they could not, why don't we consider revising the AMISOM mission and bringing home our troops? This is my prayer, Madam Speaker. Our security forces should be protected. They should be accounted for. Thank you very much.
And I've discovered in the entire country, no compensation has been done and no report has been presented concerning the way those people died. So, Madam Speaker, I have prayers that the government...
Yes, Honorable.
My first prayer is that the government presents a report showing how those people died, because not all of them died in the riot. Secondly, that the government compensates the families who lost their loved ones because they are losing their livelihoods, and in that way it might breed a cycle of conflict, because I do not believe they will be ever happy with the government of Uganda. Thank you, Madam Speaker.